Contact me at timscomputerfix.net to find out how you can ship me your laptop for repair. Hey guys, Tim here again, timscomputerfix.net. I have another laptop here that came into my shop, and let me let you have a look here at what's going on with it. This is a Digitizer screen that has been shattered. This is on a HP ProtectSmart 11-N010DX. I'm not really sure how this got damaged, but it got pretty damaged. There's some cracked seals here on the edge. And with these laptops that have, look at that, it looks like that's been opened. Looks like that's been opened right there. Looks like they tried to do a little something here with this. I can see that the little tabs have been removed and tried to be put back. Somebody's been goofing with this thing pretty bad. With these laptops, when it comes to Digitizer glass that isn't part of the LCD, I don't know if you can see that. You can see the glass flexing. This is actually a glass plate Digitizer that kind of sits over the LED screen or LCD screen, and it's just glued down here along the edges. It's glued down here. And you know, a lot of times if you want to try to say replace the Digitizer, these Digitizers are sometimes married to the screen with firmware flashes during assembly. So if you try to just replace just the Digitizer, just be warned that you may or may not have touch. The best way to avoid that, and if it's at all possible, is to go out and shop for an entire top lid assembly with the Digitizer included, and that's what we have here. So we got the LED screen or LCD screen along with the Digitizer assembly already attached from the factory. That's where your Digitizer connects to your screen, and you get the touch functionality. That is the only way I can guarantee touch functionality, so be sure you're aware of that when you do these jobs. Okay, as you can see, the new part comes with hinges, so we automatically know that in order to replace this, we're going to have to obviously remove, you know, the hinges from the laptop. So let's do that first. We'll flip it over, and there's several screws here we have to take out. Okay, once the screws are removed, let's see about removing this bottom cover here. Okay, so we just take a pry tool and we kind of wedge in between the palm rest and the bottom case, and you can hear it start to pop off. Got me wondering if there's screws under here. We're going to check if there are any screws under these pads here. These. So up underneath these rubber feet here are some screws. There's a screw there. Got my cat here. Hello, kitty. I'm working here. I'm working here. All right. We've got another one here, like so. And kitty found it too. Thank you, kitty. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Thank you. Okay, so we'll go ahead and just remove those two screws. And just keep in mind that the 4 screws that go where the hinges are here are longer screws. There we go. Finally, be careful. There is a ribbon cable here, which we will flip up and pull away. No power, so the battery's dead. The battery's dead, so we really don't have to worry much about, removing the battery. If the battery had a charge, I would most definitely want to unplug this battery from this location first before I proceeded. It's like this. So obviously you can see where the screws are, and this portion of the screen is hidden underneath this clutch cover here, so we got to figure out how we're going to get that off. It's unsnapping, I think. It's looking like this clutch cover, once unsnapped, just kind of comes off like so. Okay, and that is going to expose the rest of our hinge. So to me, it would kind of make sense if we laid it out flat like so. So we're going to go ahead and separate this back panel from the display assembly. So I'm going to do that just by running my spudger. Let's not forget there are 2 screws down here we must take off. That looks like somebody had already taken them off once. There's that one. Getting there. And that is our top lid casing off. Now let's have a look at how this cabling is done. Okay, I want to have a really close look at the cable management on this, because I'm going to need to know this when the other screen here gets put on. This was unplugged actually. Somebody has already been into this laptop, but we know that this is the camera cable that plugs in here, and I just got to take note. I'm documenting actually how, for my own purposes and for you guys, how the wiring, and there's a board here. I'm really not sure what that is. It almost looks like it's burnt, but the computer seems to operate okay other than the touch screen. But there's a PCB board here. There's a cable. The camera cable ties in with this cable, whatever this is, I'm not sure. Could be like a microphone or something, but usually that's built in with the camera, so really not sure about that. And then that cable runs along here beside the digitizer board and runs down here at the hinge area to this point. Once we get past this point, I really don't have to worry about it, because this is all going to be coming off. All of this is going to be off along with this. Okay, and then we have the actual ribbon cable. See, it's doing this. You can kind of tell somebody's been in here, man. You have the ribbon cable, the video cable here that runs down this way. We also have another small, wow, I'm seeing another really small cable here. It kind of runs down underneath the video cable. I'll have to take a closer look at that. I'm not sure how that connects, but that's important, I would think. This side, again, here's here's a sign that the computer has been into before here. This is flipped up, kind of crinkled. This is the antenna with the antenna cable. We have to kind of take note of how that runs. Down to here, down to here, and up under this, tape into this general area here, and right into this point. So we have to just take note of how those cables have ran. When we go to put the other screen in, we know what we're looking at. So I've kind of zoomed in on that little ribbon cable I was talking about here. And what I found out that was, if I pull the other, okay, that is this, and that just goes to that on the screen. So we'll have to pull that ribbon out this way. I'm wanting to start here. Let's pull that back. Okay, so got that disconnected. There we are. So that little teeny tiny guy has been pulled out. Get this guy here. And then we have this PCB, which I'm going to try to get out from under here. And I took the screw out right here, and you're able to kind of wedge your spudger up underneath there and move it around a little bit. Looks like it just pulls right out like so. All right. Get some tape here. It's sitting over the board. We'll pull it off. Keep it going here. Keep it going here. All right, we're down to this point now. I'm going to hold off here simply because, well, we have this to contend with over here. And for some reason, this board is sitting off to the side. I'm not sure if that was done at the factory or what, but it's not going to make my job too easy here. You know, I'm having a bit of a hard time here because maybe I can, yeah, there we go. I can lift that up. Boom. Just got that guy unplugged. And we can continue to deroute this cable like so. So there's that. It's going to come down here. And we're going to try to pull it completely off. This will be fun to put back, won't it? There we go. And it's got to pull this tape off of this hinge part here. This side is clear. Now I need to go to this other side. Let's see. Okay. So we're starting right here at the antenna area, and we're going to deroute this all the way down. Alright. Some tape there. Keep going. Some more tape here. So that's what I'm going to do. We're going to pull that. Pull it right up through here, like so. Yes, we can. Okay, so there's that. That's derouted. Now we're just down to taking off the screws that hold down the hinge here and here. And there's also a screw here that we got to take out. And a screw over here we have to take out. And then same thing here. Oh, wow. Alright, so there are all the screws out. And now our whole assembly. Gently lifting this off of it. And there is our assembly free. With those pretty crazy designed hinges that make the laptop flip over into a tablet. But that's it. And take note of the fact that this piece does just fall right out. So what I think I want to do now is match the angle of the hinges up with the new one for a moment. That went like that. Right. These hinges are both facing and laying down in the same direction. So I can now move this out of the way. Now we'll work with our new screen. Our new screen assembly. Here, our base, like so. I know I had a black screw here, and I know I had a black screw here, so we'll just get this. I had a silver screw here. Okay, and then we'll go back to our little clutch cover. This side secure. There's our hinge secured back into place, and our top lid assembly ready to go for the next round. All right, fun stuff now. Putting the cable management back. Let's see, this goes back into here. It's just going to go like that, I guess. Off. Goes to the little home button. No, it's in there now. It's in there pretty good, I think. I think that's it. This data cable. Right. All right. There's also a very small cable that plugs into Digitizer board here. Let's see if I can. All right, we got that plugged in. Let's see, and this guy runs. Trying to remember. The other one, somebody had been in it, and this was underneath, but I personally think that that belongs just like this. If that's the case. Just like that. That just makes the most sense. Now I need to take off the camera. I'm going to plug it in first before we go through all that trouble. Yep, that just snapped in there. Pretty good, I felt it. Let's just get this into place. Alright. And we got to worry about just getting this. Pretty sure it just comes down into this little slot here. Right, I'm pretty sure we've got the wire management down for this side of the top lid assembly. I will secure these with a little bit of tape myself, but let's move on to the other side. This side was a little bit trickier because we had to actually get this up underneath this crossbar here. Little crossbar. Okay, I've worked the antenna cable up underneath one of these crossbars like it was before. And let's work this in enough to where we can get this plugged in. It looks like it's pretty close to where it was. You know how much I love these. That's plugged in. We got the antenna wire plugged in. We got some small grooves we can run our wire through. That's what it's there for. So we'll go there. Antenna cable that goes into place. But first, before I put this in, I want to show you guys something. Be aware. On the old display assembly, there's a magnet hiding here that needs to go back into place. Alright, there's the magnet. Magnet is there, I'm not sure. Let's see. Question is, maybe like this. I think that's going to go. I just want to let everybody know that I didn't record it, but I went ahead at this stage in the game and I tested the screen and the touch functionality, and it works. Flatten this guy back out like it was a little bit, like that. So at this point, I think I want to go ahead and use some more tape, and we're going to tack down a few of these areas where these connections are that might be a little loose. So we'll do that now. Everything comes together here. I should be able to wrap that up pretty good. What's next? This clutch cover, I think, is next. Clutch cover. Ooh, back in there. Snap, motherfucker. There you go. It's tough. Come on, baby, snap. Oh yeah, come on, baby, snap. All right, we have snapped on the clutch cover. Pretty sure we got that on there as good as we're going to get it. All right, we will put on our, this is the next big step here, is putting on this cover on our top lid here. Since we have tested, everything should be good. Kind of just snap everything back into place here. Yeah. Snap. Back up around that corner that was in question. It snapped in nicely. Okay. All right, so we'll close the laptop down, and we're going to go ahead and get our bottom cover on here. Slide that in a little more down. So, lock it down. Thank you. And we'll now set the bottom case back on. So we'll just get all the screws back put in the bottom of this. Put our little feet back. Okay, now flip it over and open it up. Okay, now what we need to do is get these two screws put into those two slots. Okay, we've gotten all of the screws put back into place. Open up the laptop and we'll see the screen is installed, the top lid is installed, the top lid cover is snapped on nicely into place. We'll just do a quick test here and then we'll call it a job done. This side, power button's over here. Power it up. Got our screen, our HP logo. The touch does work. Yep, touch works because up comes the keyboard. So I would say that that is a job well done. Hey guys, thanks for watching this video. I hope this helps somebody out. Be watching for more computer repair videos coming your way. Please rate and subscribe. I would appreciate it. And until next time, everyone, see you soon.